Hi everyone, it's Joel here again, and for this video we are editing together a movie that my students did on shot compositions. We're calling it Shots on Film, and this comes from our lesson on looking at different types of shots, different types of camera angles such as close-up, long shot, extreme long shot, Dutch angle. You can read more about it in the post, but this video here is really about how we edited all that together and the different techniques that I showed them. Now, even though we're actually editing a video, the first thing we're actually going to do is to jump into Photoshop and create some lower thirds. So here I am in Photoshop right now, and I'm going to go to New to start a new document, and I actually want to go up here where it says Document Type and go all the way down to where it says Film and Video. And that's going to give me, well, there's different presets here of different things that you can do, but I want the first one, the 1080p HD, and that gives me the right width and height for my video project. I'm also going to give it a name, so I'm just going to call this Lower Thirds. And the last thing is I'm going to change the background contents from white, and I want that to be on a transparent background. Now, as soon as I do that, the document type switches to custom, which did confuse some of the kids, but I did tell them that it's meant to do that. It just means that you've changed the film and TV a little bit by putting it on a transparent background, and that's fine. So we'll press OK to get started. Okay, so here you can see my document here, and there are some guidelines here as well, just like you see in Premiere as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a rectangle and draw it out. So right now I'm on a polygon tool. I'm just going to click and hold on that, so I've got my rectangle tool. And I'm going to change the fill up here before I go on. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to choose like a nice soft color, maybe something like that, orange color. And now I'm going to drag out a rectangle. Just like that. Fills it in with a color. Beautiful, that's what I wanted. Okay, I can do a whole lot of changes here. I might actually just uncheck this link here, and I might bump up the rounded corner on this side here. So I might just do that, say by about 25, like that. Which gives it that soft one. I might do more than that. Let's try 50. See how that looks. Good. And I might do this one by 50 as well. Okay, so I get that kind of look for my lower third. That's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to my typing tool, my text tool. And I'm not going to actually click inside here, even though that would put it inside. I like to have more control than that, so I'm actually going to click it outside here just to create a new text layer. And oh my word, my text is 600, almost 600 points, way too big. I'm going to change that. I don't know what I was doing last on Photoshop to make it that big. I just want something fairly simple, okay? So I'm going to have a look down. Even if it's something as simple as Arial, that'll do for my purposes. And I'm going to change that ridiculous size to 100 and see how that looks. I think 100 is much more reasonable. Okay, right. Oh, and the last thing I'm going to do is change the color of the text, and I'll just make it black. Alright, so now I'm ready to type, and I'm just going to type in close-up. Okay, easy. And now I'm going to use my move tool. So I've got my close-up type layer on top of my rectangle, and the move tool will put it down here, and I'm using my pink guideline there to say that's exactly in the middle, which is where I want it to be. Just like that. Perfect. Alright, so that's my first lower third, and I'm not going to spend too long on designing it. I mean, I'm sure you guys can make it look better than what it looks right now, but I'm just going through the process of the skills that I've been teaching. So I've got that. Now what I'm going to do, because there are 8 more lower thirds that I need to do, I'm going to copy that layer 8 times. So that 8 plus 1 is 9, then I've got my 9 that I need. So there are a couple of ways of doing this. You can actually drag the layer down here to the new layer button, and that will copy it, or you can use what I do is the shortcut Control J. So I'm going to go do Control J 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so that means I now have a total of 9 text layers, all looking exactly the same, and now I'm just going to type over each one. So I'm going to turn off the visibility of my first layer, my close-up. I'm going to turn off all the other ones except for this next one that I'm up to here, and make sure that layer is selected. So it's really important, and this takes a bit of practice, especially for the younger children, to understand that you need to select the layer and have it turned on the visibility, and make sure everything else is off for this to work properly. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my text layer, my text tool, sorry, and I'm just going to type over that. Just highlight that, and this time I'm going to write long shot. Okay, and that's done. Now I can click on the next one, turn the visibility on, turn the other one off, and then keep going. Now, here's a problem I have with the younger kids that happens constantly. So they know what to do, they've got the right layers selected, they go to type over or to drag, and they go like this. And they're thinking, hang on, what's happened? That's not what's supposed to happen, and now it's asking me to type something. I've just created a new layer, as you can see here. That is definitely the wrong thing to do. The reason why that's happened is because they haven't gone close enough to the words. So what I'm going to do is just move close, and you can see my cursor. It's got that dotted box around the cursor. If I move it quite close to the letter, you see that box goes away. Once that box goes away, you are now able to edit the layer that you're on. So I'm going to now click and drag across, and now I can type over. So this next one will be an extreme close-up. And I'll just press the tick at the top to accept that, and then I'll go to the next one, turn the visibility on, turn the other one off, ready to go. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly go through the other ones, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so I'm finished now, and I've got all my lower thirds done. It's just the same rectangle with 9 text layers, and we're going to actually bring that into Premiere in just a bit. Alright, so I'm ready. I'm done with my Photoshop file. So next up, I'll be doing my Premiere file, and that's where you'll join me in the next movie.